go take get money where you go they take pay for all those. So they didn't probably tell the old woman, the poor woman. They just promised her she was going to be okay. She's going to be out of poverty. Now God have answered her prayer. Her child was going abroad. All of these were new to the young man when they started explaining to him, do you know what you're about to do? Do you understand what you want to do? Do you this and that? The young man panicked. And the Nigerian hustler mentality, like their leaders, entered. And he quickly reported them. Everybody just, But people are saying, Ekweremadu never keep people. They don't send them to 10 years. What about Doguwa? So let's go back to Nigeria now. Why some people are thinking sending him to jail like this is overkill. He's just trying to save his daughter. And he could still save his daughter without having to take the life of the poor man. He's a lawyer. Somebody is a lawyer. He's a lawmaker. Ordinarily, he should know that. Even you, where they watch me right now. You can't just say, because some of you are like, Sonia, this boy is ungrateful. I am ready to give you my kidney. I'm not sorry for you. Sure you get. But there are procedures that will finally say you are compatible. You are that person. Sure you get. So they know all of this. And they chose UK to come and try that illegality. What they tried here is that they try and tested the UK law. And UK doesn't really joke with that. I can promise you that. So with Gbajabiamila's plea and all that, he will go to jail for 10 years. Now 9 years, 8 months remain. No, sorry. 8 years. Hang on. 9 years, 1 month remain. So the next time you are going to see Ekweremadu in Nigeria is going to be 2033. I know a lot of you are already saying God can free him. God can, calm down. No, I told you to listen to this with open mind. Sure you get. I'm not disputing if your God is going to free him and the rest. Okay, we are talking about what happened now and adequate punishment method at him. In Nigeria, during this charade election called 2023 charade, when they were doing the presidential election and House of, National Assembly elections, as they are attacking the obedient everywhere, all over northern Nigeria, southern Nigeria, somebody was taking the madness to the next level. That person's name is Al-Azan Ado Doguwa. Give me 1 second, though. I want to bring his image onto the screen. Ado Doguwa, from a lawmaker from Kano State, is the same guy that came out on many occasions that Nigeria cannot divide. That those of you who are looking for Nigeria to divide, you don't know what you are talking about. That what do you think will now happen to him? His family. Because presently, when he has, I'm bringing some of the images. Normally, I should be sharing the screen. But I think if I bring the image on, it will kind of express it even more, yeah? While the election was going on, Ado Al-Azan Doguwa was losing the election. You see, when you were talking about the obedient Obi wave, this wave or that wave, there was something also sweeping through Kano, and it was Kwankwanso wave. So retiring so many regular politicians. So this guy's constituency, the Doguwa Ado federal constituency was about to be lost. So when they said that Nigeria will break up and all of that, it was like, no, Nigeria shouldn't break up. He has 4 wives and 28 children, okay, that he has to feed. So if Nigeria should break up and he failed to be a politician, how do they think all his family will survive? So for the sake of his family, Nigeria cannot break up. Doguwa. So on the 25th of February 2023, during the presidential elections, Doguwa, who was losing to the NNPP candidate in Kano, decided to mobilize his men, and they headed straight to that particular ward in his local government area to go and look for those who are doing the job of about to unseat him as a lawmaker. So when they got there, a lot of people ran away when they saw them. But they were able to round 15 people altogether. After destroying the ballot papers, burning them and all of that, the 15 people they managed to see and capture in that violence, like a terrorist style, they now shot at them in execution style. Like they lied them down like this. They told all of them to kneel down, like on a roll. And they shot them in execution style. You see, the news of the execution, when it broke out in Kano, the entire Kano almost erupted in big protest and violence. Big story. But here, they said Doguwa, this guy, personally, brought out his own gun and he shot 3 people. He himself shot 3 people, like, pa. You know what I mean? It's like you line people like this. So you people, you are the rats. You are the rats who are trying to stop me. You guys are the ones who are trying to make me lose. I will use you as a scapegoat, as a lesson to others. So they told them to kneel down like the terrorists would do. And he shot 3 people. He didn't send people to do it, so that was why he got arrested. They had to arrest him in order to calm the tension. Murder. When they arrested him, they took him to court and they charged him for murder. So when they charged him for murder of 15 people, you know what he did? When they finished killing the people, they now put them inside a house. There happened to be the NNPP or so, the opposition's party secretariat. They put all of them inside the place. After killing them all, they now set the whole place ablaze. They burned the entire place down, including the 15 people inside that they just killed. For election, it was so bad that the worst INEC, they had to postpone the election in that particular constituency. And he got arrested. So when he got arrested, he was in court for murder. This guy is in court for murder, right? They just gave him bail. When they gave him bail, he went back to go and conclude. They now postponed the election to conclude the election later. They call it supplementary election, rerun, whatever. So when they finally put all the numbers together, he was declared winner. So, a murderer, they are now saying, hey, but has he been convicted? Are you there, Mayegun? Are you there? Say you there, you are there. Was I there when Ekweremadu took that young man from Nigeria? Were you there? Were you there? When Ekweremadu, they do visa, they do all of, were you there? Eh? But it is Nigeria. That is when you will start hearing questions. Somebody killed 15 people that shook the entire Kano state not long ago. Omo, the guy is a front runner right now. As one of those who succeed Bajabia Mole as a lawmaker, as a speaker. Number 4 man in Nigeria. Do you see the difference now? He is not guilty until proven guilty. Abi? Murderer. They know it, oh. Their policemen know. The eyewitnesses know. But they release him on bail. He's cruising about as honorable, as deputy speaker. Deputy, see, okay, look at this. Oh. In fact, this is what makes the story interesting. 2. Ekweremadu was deputy senate president. Doguwa, this guy, is deputy speaker, House of Representatives. This one is a murderer. The other one is an organ trafficker. That one never remove organ, no. But he don't go 10 years jail. A murderer that murdered 15 people is on bail. Innocent until proven guilty. And is about to be the number 4 man in Nigeria. But Mayegun, at least, he's not speaker yet. So why are you wasting your time? Should he even be a rep-elect? If he was in Nigeria, Ekweremadu will either be a governor-elect, Enugu State now, or it will be a senator-elect from Enugu State. If nothing, if it was in Nigeria that a boy ran into police station to report that Ekweremadu won't remove his kidney for his daughter, or help me, the young man will be arrested for false accusation because he wanted to defame Ekweremadu. He wanted to destroy Ekweremadu's name. Who sent you? Who are the people who send you to go and destroy a good man's name? Why do you want to destroy good people? You evil. Somebody who is, you know what I mean? In Nigeria, they blame victims. Those that Doguwa killed, they are, after all, they are dead, Abi. After all, you are not there, Mayegun. After all, he's not yet a speaker now. After all, he's innocent until proven guilty. What some of you don't know about injustice is that it is a respecter of no one. Even you, where they follow them, you go collect. When your time is right, you go collect. Everybody, go. You know what I mean? Last. Don't cast. Now everybody go chop breakfast. That's one thing about bad governance. Bad governance no be cloud chasing. Bad governance no be attention seeking. Bad governance no be living in denial. Bad governance no know whether, you know what I mean, you are good at pretending. It go touch you. You go scream. Like it would. So in Nigeria, I think I have a clip. I'll show you. Emi Lokon.
I want to borrow the humble example and the very humble words of the president-elect of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that MLA con. MLA con. As far as I'm concerned, and as far as the institution of the legislature is concerned, I want to borrow his words humbly, that MLA con, that it is my turn this time around.
Do you get the drift? Escobat, president-elect. Bad shitty, I be shitty boy. Boko Haram founder, vice president elect, ex-convict, Oji Uzo Kalu, or the garrulous kleptomaniac God's will, Akpabiole. So either of them will be your Senate president. And a murderer as Emila Khan, and all of that, because he's borrowing from our humbly borrowing it from their leader, Emilo Khan. Tinti bayin o ke bonne shen lucky. Are you following the whole sequence, Abi? Here is something I said I want to share with you. Let me see if I still have it. I don't know if you have followed this before now. And I think that's the second thing I wanted to talk about after the protest, the ban on protest and all that. The Debt Management Office in Nigeria, they have come out to say, true, Emefiole printed 22.7 trillion naira and he gave it to Buhari's government. So the question is, what did Buhari's government, what did they do with 22.7 trillion naira loan from Central Bank Emefiole? What do you think they did with that money? Emefiole printed the money, handed the money over to Buhari's finance minister, and they shared 22.7 trillion naira in 8 years. So what they have now done is, in order for nobody to be asking or arresting anybody for the crime they have committed, so they are now converting the 22.7 trillion that Emefiole printed and gave to Buhari. They have now added it to the total debt of Nigeria. So when you look at some of the debts that Nigeria holds so many countries, they will tell you how many years Nigeria will pay the money and at what interest rates. Some they will say 10% interest. Some they will say 18% interest. Some they will say, oh, it's just Chinese one. They say that Chinese loan cheap passed. You know, they pass about 10% Chinese loan interest. So what they have now done is they have now designed that debt, 22.7 trillion. They have redesigned it like a loan, like a loan like others. They now said the loan is with the interest of 9%. So therefore, Nigeria printed 22.7 trillion naira without anything to show for it. And it's a debt that is at 9% interest rate. So that's it. Omo, there is no, I don't think there's any cartel, cabal, or any organized criminal cartel in the world that is as organized as that of Nigerian criminals. I'm going to take a look at it this way. Rig election, which is corruption. Gain that power. After you gain that power, do what you like, including if you need money, or you print the money. Imagine you having the capacity to just print any amount, any money you want. These are not money printed that they will now stand as like commercial loan where businesses will access them. They will take that money. Power sector, this one sector, that one sector, and all of them will take that money like they do in America when they say they are giving some bailout money. So if they have to go and print money, print dollar, or anyhow. So imagine that you have the capacity to just say, Omo, go and print me 500 billion naira. So you are politicians, so the money is not attached to anything, just printed paper, printed money on it, printed the design and all of that on that, yeah? And you pack that paper, and you say, hey, hello, I need $20 million. That's money, that 500 billion you just printed on paper, like somebody who use the printer to print money. You print the money, 500 billion, you put it in a bank. You see, that's the value. Oh, yeah, give me $20 million. You take the $20 million, you carry that one in briefcase, you take it abroad. So when the people who got you that dollars, when they access that money, the money is just everywhere in the economy, but there's nothing the money is producing. Do you get that? So they just print the money to get the value of something that is actually not for there, it's not producing anything, and they take it out. So if a dollar goes for 1,000 naira to a dollar, it doesn't concern them. All they have to do is to print money. In Nigeria, they used to steal money generated. Sure, you get? In Nigeria, politicians will steal money that their different agencies have generated. They will steal the money. But you see what Nigeria has gotten to a stage whereby the people who are stealing money, when they generated money, they can't wait anymore. They have started attacking the source of where they are generating the money, so that the money will not even get to where they will share it. You know what I'm talking about now? So under Boko Haram and gang, today, Nigeria's revenue has dwindled. It has dwindled so badly, that the money Nigeria is making from revenue is only just to pay and service their debt. So the central bank in Nigeria printed the money, and they call it way and means. When the money evaporated, 22.7 trillion naira, 22.7. See me, they shout 22.7, 22.7. If I can't see the money face to face, maybe I could just turn deaf and dumb. I would just be like, my ego talkie. My ego, what happened? What happened? Have you seen the money? See the way I'm shouting. 22.7 trillion. Do you even know if that money was printed? Dubious like that, because it's like an economic sabotage. It's a fraud, it's a scam, where you didn't generate any money, you just printed it. And you just use it, take some value away, and then the money is used for nothing. That's economic sabotage. But imagine if people like that could print 22.7 trillion and they just invested them in industrialization of every part of Nigeria. No corruption, no inflation, no nothing. Imagine. And all these plants, everything is now started working 8 years after to match up production versus the money that is available. I mean, so you economists talk balance them up. Money day, work day, everything day, balance up. No, they were just printing money, sharing it. Once they get their own share, they will call their bureau de change. Can you get me dollars? Can you get me dollars? I've got 200 million. I want to change. Workers' salary unpaid. Even contractors doing their different contracts in their state unpaid. So what they have now done is to cover it up, so that you won't have to begin to wonder what's going on. To cover it up, they have put it under the debt of Nigeria. So the entire debt of Nigeria right now, ladies and gentlemen, for what about you, like do like this. Somebody we won't read the removal letter. Like that. Nigeria debt is now over 63 trillion naira. Something they put over 110 billion naira US dollars. Money where they print, they don't have them together. They don't want you to ask what they did with the money, because that would be a long story. All they care about now is how are we going to pay this money back? Kolu said, if you need money, you print money. You print more money. They will bring somebody who go print more money. So the debt management office said, this is the whole thing now. So Central Bank of Nigeria will be removing the repayments from the federal government. Imagine me, Mayegun. Let's say I wake up right now and I have the capacity to just print myself money. So, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, how much money do I need this week? You know, let's say I'm not working, I don't have any work, I don't have any business. And I just wake up and I'm like, okay, let me just print, I will just print my 700,000 pounds. And I will now write it down and say, I borrowed myself 100,000 pounds. I will pay this money back when I have money. So I printed 100,000 pounds. So I can go and live lavishly, do everything, do all of that. So I'm in debt of 100,000 pounds to myself. I owe myself. So how do I pay that back? I'll print more money. So maybe I should just print 200,000. So then I'll go and print 200,000 pounds sterling. Then I will pay myself 100,000 that I borrowed myself. I'll pay that back. You know, I still have another 100,000, but I'm in debt of how much? 200,000 pounds sterling. So I'm still owing myself. That's exactly what Bokwari and Emefiole, your central bank, what they are doing. But in the long run, they are hurting the majority of you are genuine businessmen and women. They are hurting you. Because you would have to provide the value for every kobo in that naira. If you want to get a 10 naira, you have to provide the service of 10 naira to get a 10 naira. You know that? You that is working or doing businesses, you will work from morning to evening, doing a business that, you know what I mean? Now, the value at the end of the night, if you say, thank God today, I made 5,000 naira. By the time you look all of the effort you put into that 5,000 naira, that's your satisfaction. Or you say, you see this 5,000 naira, this 5,000 naira, I don't know if you give anybody, you say, Baba, please now give me 1,000. I don't know if you give anybody kobo. You see this 5,000 naira. If I tell you what I do, to get this 5,000, because that 5,000 naira, has a value behind it before you got it because you worked for it. These guys don't work for anything. They just print, just do it. And when it is time for them to answer, to be responsible for it, they just pass it on and say, well, it's not our fault now. Shebi, we did it because of you. Because of me. When did you do it? I didn't know. Where is the money? What do you mean, where is the money? Didn't you hear that we did it some time ago? Okay, wait till I can't benefit from it. Are you not breathing? Sure, you know they breathe? Every time you breathe, they thank God, thank God, thank God. You don't know that we are also contributing to it. Now, that you're breathing, where you they breathe, that alone, now 1 trillion it cost us. Is it because we didn't tell you? Sure, must we tell you everything? Now 1 trillion naira, I didn't know. We can't tell you everything. That's Nigeria, unfortunately. So wherever everybody lead themselves to, right? It has gotten to a stage whereby, it's like where everybody just lie to themselves, like just tell them what they want to hear and all that. But at the end of the day, all of now where they do the real job, you don't get the value for the money. I mean, you don't get monetary value for all you put into this hard work. People are working like they are slaves. People get job, that they live like they are poor. How do you comprehend that? They've reduced the value of your money. They've destroyed the economy because of their greed. They don't work. They produce nothing. These guys are scroungers. So it kind of beats one's imagination when we realize that some of you actually love your oppressors. It's sad though. But there's nothing we can do about it. That's what he told the people there. And then these are the people who are going to make your laws and all that too. Meanwhile, remember this picture. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, but you know that picture is when Bokwari went to visit Kolu in London last year. 2021, when Kolu had knee surgery in France. That's the house that Kolu's son Sheyi is said is the owner of. Which we believe that it is not Sheyi's, it is Kolu's. So now that the accounting days for when they want to do inauguration for him or swear for him, there are going to be more and more, expose on Tifnumbu. So that house, now house where, that's the house where Zani's friends, the people accused of, subsidy scam and the money they stole in Nigeria and all of them, the house Bokwari was going to seize this house. This was supposed to be a house of from proceed of crime. Sure you get. But unfortunately, Bokwari can't anymore. He slept in the house because now she owned the house now. And Tifnumbu as your president, will likely sleep there more than he will sleep inside that old valley. So media are going to show you more about Tifnumbu these days, okay? You should brace yourself up. International media are going to focus on them. You're going to see properties. You're going to see, bank accounts. You're going to hear about deals. You're going to know about people who are going to be milking you. What are you going to do with them? That will be up to you, as they say. Let me take a little break before we continue. Don't go anywhere. We are currently over 2,000 of us, by the way, on YouTube as usual. Now, if you are here and you haven't really kind of liked this broadcast, please do. That's your offering. So I will be back in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
We will work with you.
Right. So you're going to come across this. If you see some of the properties that are already popping up, their details, their pictures, their location, their price, and the owners, how they bought them and all of that, you're going to be seeing a lot of that. And they are not saying they got some of this now. They said he got some of these properties when he was Lagos State governor. Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigeria is not UK. So if it was in the UK, Kolu will actually be in jail. No, I promise you that. He will be in jail. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, they are preparing a palace for a thief. And everybody's going to come back later and say, yeah. So, I'm going to take a few calls. That one was me trying to take a break. So this is going to be my normal break. I want to take calls tonight. I want to hear your reactions. I want to hear your own side of your own kind of reaction, so to say. Because some people were saying that if Ekweremadu was a northerner, they said if he was from the northern part of Nigeria and his daughter need that medical treatment, that the UK government would rather look away. And I said, I disagree. I think sometimes we kind of want to excuse bad behavior. But instead of saying that, what about you say, the northerners that you think are not smart, the southerners that you think are smart, are making the most terrible decisions, most foolish decisions. And in most cases, they are always sort of, in abeyance to this supposed less intelligent North. So in my own book, if I have to use that narrative in the Nigerian politicians, kind of comparison, I would say a northern politician is very smart not to bring their family here with a with a poor man's child or a poor woman's child with the intention of coming here to remove his organ. So there's no point in saying if that happened to a northerner. What about saying they are smarter than the southern politicians who are so foolish, so selfish, and so power drunk that they are already living in their own world, and the only people they sort of are ready to lead the asses off are the same northern politicians. So I won't see any northern politician take such risk if they know they would rather go to other places where they know the risk is kind of less. So if somebody who is a lawyer, former Senate president, a long-time politician, if you have no other thing than is just power drunk. The Nigerianness in him got too much of him. And just like so many things he's gotten, I mean, he's probably got away with, right? He believed he could get away with this as well. And then that's it. He couldn't. Don't say if it's a northerner, the UK won't do that. That's you trying to excuse bad behavior. So you get. Well, anyway, I will leave you to that. I am going to go make myself a cup of tea, fresh one. So when I get back, I'll take 1 or 2 calls or even more. Depends on how the conversation flow. If it's not flowing too well, we'll end the broadcast not long. Yeah, don't go anywhere. I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea. Speaking tongue. Thank you very much, everyone. So, meanwhile, I'm not going to be live tomorrow. Tomorrow evening. So let's kind of make the best of this night. I'll take my first one. Yeah. Hello there.
Hello. Good evening, Mr. Mayogun.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very fine. This is Don Gada speaking.
Sorry.
Yeah, Don Gada.
Don Gada. I wanted to say, like, did I hear Don Dada? May I no come mix them up. Don Gada, how you doing, Baba?
Don Gada. I'm very well. How
brilliant. I'm very well too. Thank you for asking. You are my first caller. Please.
Yeah. There is something there is this question that has been going on in my mind. Like, I watched a broadcast of Nnamdi Kanu. That is a review. I did watch that review like 2 days ago on 2015, where he was saying that after Buhari, that Tinubu is going to be the president and nobody is going to do anything about it. And he actually said that Tinubu is not from Nigeria, that he's from the neighboring country. Now, it makes me to wonder if actually Tinubu acquired a Nigerian passport to claim to be a Nigeria, or he's actually from Nigeria and claim the other passport. You know?
You probably will never know.
Because I want to ask you a question. I want to make it a public question, not directly to you.
Okay.
If anybody has an answer to that or have an answer to that, to give us the answer. I have never seen anyone claiming to be a relation to Tinubu in Nigeria. There is nobody claiming to be his classmate, his schoolmate. Nobody. I have never seen during the election, during the whole argument and all that.
That's right.
You understand?
No childhood friends, no siblings, no cousins from the
Not even a mother or mother's family or whatever. You understand? And these people have made Nigeria. Nigeria is like a jungle, like Nnamdi Kanu.
And the rest of Africa actually saying it. That's one thing they don't even know. They don't believe that the rest of Africa actually knows everything going on in Nigeria. Some people don't believe that.
They know, but what I think they actually did and what they keep doing, like the bills that they are passing currently, the one that is going to jail anybody that protests, they want to make Nigeria their safe place. Not because they don't know that the world know about what they are doing, but they want to make a Nigeria safe place so there won't be attack against them in the public, in the private, or anywhere. You understand? How can you tell me, like, in 8 years of Buhari, he printed 22.7 trillion. That is times 8 of the money in circulation in Nigeria. Times 8 total money in circulation in Nigeria. And nobody is doing anything about that. He's saying that when he retires, he will go to either Nigeria Republic or go to Kaduna if anybody disturbs him or whatsoever. And nobody is there saying anything about it. Like, the whole thing baffles me. These people have made Nigeria a jungle where the lion will kill, they will eat until they get satisfied. No other animals can eat.
No other animal will
how are they going to get satisfied? Because more lions keep joining them. There are more lions who are willing to join on a daily basis.
With bottomless stomach that remain insatiable, that will never be filled. Greed. Don't gather.
You understand? Mayogun, do you believe that average Nigeria, these people made people intentionally poor? An average Nigeria does not pray to become successful. They see politicians as an opportunity, and when you talk about them, they say that why don't you pray to become like them, to become successful like them? That if your father like them, that you should show us your father, you should show us your mother, that you are just envy of them being successful. And I want to say something about
success
that.
When you don't have any enterprise, you just have the money and you just flaunt it because you didn't make the money the legit way. So you flaunt them and you blow them up, and the entire country is paying for that, and you call that success? That's what I mean.
You understand? I am so surprised and baffled with the way Nigerians, an average Nigeria, is reasoning. These people are beginning to wonder, maybe because they are poor, they have seen their life as being poor, they were born poor. That is not the problem of the government to solve their problem, to make them rich, that they have to pray to God to make them to get to the level where the current government or anybody in their local government chairman or house of rep or whatsoever, that they have to pray to get to their level, that they are not actually committing a crime by subjugating them into poverty, by taking what rightfully belongs to them. Or, I am just so tired of the way everything is. And it is not showing up like they are going to act anytime.
Like they are, I know. It's called it's called Stockholm syndrome. Okay. So what happened is that where oppressors begin to bond. Sorry, where the oppressed begin to bond with the oppressor. When people get abused for too long, you get to a stage that you begin to blame yourself, that maybe it's actually your fault. Maybe if you try to change, maybe that person will kind of show you love. You know, abuses will get to a stage whereby you begin to blame yourself, that maybe you are the one at fault.
And you will have to try to support the person who has
and you begin to defend them. Anybody who says they are doing something wrong, you begin to fight them and say, shut up your mouth. You don't know the whole story. So some of us are also very bad people. We are very terrible people. That's why these people are doing their best. And that's what I mean. Abuses, when it takes too long.
You know, I now begin to ask, how are we going to survive these 8 years of Buhari? Tinubu. Mayogun, I used to renew my car papers with 10,500. Just today, my wife called me from Nigeria, and she told me that she went to renew one of the car papers, and they told her it's 19,500 to renew the car papers now.
It's going to even
the average poor people don't understand this. This is what I'm trying to say. They don't understand this. They don't know how far these people have pushed us to war, they have tried to make us so poor that we can't even stand up on our feet to fight them whenever we see them or to challenge them.
Doguwa, let me take another call, Baba. You never miss, like others, sharpshooters who can always be very specific and indeed.
No problem,
yeah, Baba.
Thank you very
so much. Nice one.
Yeah.
Doguwa, that's Doguwa here from in the UK.
No problem.
Hello there.
Thank you very much.
Hello there.
Hello, Michael. How are you?
I am very well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Is that Sham?
Yes, it is. It is.
Guess what? It's that voice. And I'm beginning, I told you, I'm beginning to kind of familiarize myself with that your voice. So how are you, ma'am?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fine, thank you. I really enjoy your shows.
Thank you.
You know, some days I just want to listen, to listen and learn. And I think today's show was very heartbreaking. You know?
Indeed.
It's very heartbreaking. But I've been thinking about, because I always listen to your show regularly now.
Thank you.
And I've been thinking about how did we let this happen? How did we let this happen? I mean, it's not a stretch that somebody like Tinubu decided to run for president. I mean, people who knew about his history, knew about his drug dealings and all of that before he became Asiwaju. They were all there.
Indeed.
And when they were conferring that title on him, nobody said, "Oh, why are we trying to give this man whose wealth we cannot ascertain where he got it from? Why would we enthrone such a person in such a position?" We are part of the problem. We as Nigerians, we are part of the problem. We contributed to this problem. Take, for example, when we go to church, they say, "Oh, you should tithe 10% of whatever you owe, or your salary, or whatever you earn," right?
Mm-hmm.
You tithe the 10%. Are there people that actually question the pastors, your bishops, and all of these people about what happens to the money that is given to them? Right? They fly private jets, they do all of that business, You see all of that. Meanwhile, you're suffering. And it has never occurred to you to say, you know what? I'm not quite sure what my leaders are doing or what these people are doing with the money that we're paying to them. I remember watching the wedding of one of our pastors, right? I'm going somewhere with this, one of our pastors, a lavish wedding. And I was watching this and I was like, the people who attend this church, are they going to question the amount of money this man is spending on this one wedding for this one child? But guess what? The next Sunday, they'll take a bath, put on their finest clothes, and go back to that same church.
For Thanksgiving,
we are part of the problem. We are part of the problem. We enthrone ineptitude and impunity, and we expect what to happen. Why would we celebrate Asiwaju, make him governor, or whichever way, make him do all of these things for him? Why do you think it's a stretch of the imagination that he will not aspire for presidency? We are part of the problem. And like the previous caller said, it's going to be really hard now because majority of the people are so poor that even if one person comes out to challenge them, right, they're going to pounce on that person and probably kill that person for trying to stand up, forgetting that, if we all stood up to these people, right, they will understand that there is no currency in that stolen wealth. Like it doesn't buy them any favor. It doesn't give them any access. Do you understand?
I'm with you.
But I don't know how we're going to get out of the mess that we're in.
See, there's something about there's power. See, there is power in words. I kind of believe that now. You see, there are people that will sit back and somehow they are actually thinking about this too. And what we are working on is to make sure that we have large number of people that don't just listen and just pass it on. Do you get that now? Because this is how letting people know the consequences of what they are doing. And the more you keep telling them and keep telling them and keep telling them, the more possibility of making a difference. But apart from that, it is exhausting.
I don't know. Honestly,
trying to tell people who can see with two eyes what they can see to reject what they can see. And it becomes so difficult, exhausting, they will say.
We have to come out en masse to actually, because I don't know how we're going to do it. I know you're saying that the more we have these conversations, the more people listen to it, maybe we can build momentum and then try and get the people out of, let them understand that the things that they've done, they don't have any currency. It's not going to buy them any access. No. When they come around with that ill-gotten wealth, we don't show up. Just like in Port Harcourt, what's his name? Asiwaju went to, what did he go to do again? He went to, yeah, Do you see the number of people that showed up there? What about if nobody came there to the embarrassment of Wiki and to the embarrassment of Tinubu because we are fed up? We are not going to come and, give you access and tell you that what
you are so right. Okay. They did same thing to Buhari in Imo State. And the whole place looks like a ghost town. And the president of the country was in town. And I saw the video and I was like, so they had to do everything for him inside the government house to make it look big. Yeah. You are right. People could protest that way. But unfortunately, I wish we could get into people who says that much. Unfortunately, that we can't.
But I feel like that's the only way. But like you said now, Nigeria is so multidimensional poverty. Yes. Where are we going to start? Where are you going to tell the Agberu that he should come and when there's someone who organizes something, you shouldn't show up? Won't he beat me?
You are going to be his enemy that day, no matter how much you respect him. That day will hate you. Like, say, what are you saying? I've been doing Agberu since all this while, and tomorrow they won't pay us. You say, man, no go. Are you, anyway? Exactly. Lady Charm, thank you so much.
Just a quick one regarding the Ekweremadu.
Yes, please.
Just like you said, somebody said that, if it was a Hausa man, that they wouldn't have done that, right? But what you said is correct. A Hausa man wouldn't have been that foolish. They wouldn't have done what he did.
They won't.
Instead, he would have probably gone to Saudi, Dubai, or somewhere else. They are more intelligent than
somewhere much secluded. Where they know that if the news broke, somehow they can cover it up and still come back.
They won't
come about our own people, They get class, they get connection, they get money, they know everything, and then boom, it happens. My enemies are at work.
Exactly, and that the enemies are not at work. You were not smart.
You were not.
Even if he didn't have to even take that boy to the UK. He could have taken him to South Africa, got him tested in the first place to make sure that they are compatible. You don't do stupid things like that. It's not any liver for any liver. You have to be compatible. Yes. And I'm surprised that they did not ask any member of their own family to actually get tested to see that if they're compatible with the daughter, because usually they start with the members of the family to check whether or not they're compatible. Now, I suspect that even if one of them was compatible, because it's like you said, even when you take
away the liver, what kind of person he is to them. Go on.
It doesn't. When you take out the liver, you yourself will be compromised forever.
That's right.
Okay, so there is a chance that even if they found somebody within their own family who was compatible, but because of that prognosis, they're not going to do it. So they're looking for somebody else's help to put in that situation. But like you said, they were rather foolish. Their step one should have been get him tested to ensure that he's compatible with his daughter before going to that long process. That's the first step, you know. Anyway, let other people call.
Sham, thank you so much, as usual, right? Thank you so much, ma'am, for all of that, because that's my own view, and it seems that people are actually agreeing that they are foolish. Hello there.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayegu. How are you?
Good evening, Ma. How are you too? I'm very well. It's been a while.
Yeah, thank God. Firstly, I'm going to start on Ekweremadu.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm glad that he brought the boy to the United Kingdom. So glad. Because if he has taken that innocent boy to another country, he will have got away with that mother. But in United Kingdom, let no one fool themselves that if Ekweremadu is an Hausa man or Fulani man, they will not jail him. Let them come off their high horse. This is United Kingdom.
That's right.
There is a law. And in United Kingdom, nobody is above the law.
Nobody.
And that is in United Kingdom. He brought the boy to United Kingdom. The Lord decided to disgrace him, disgrace his wife. Tell them there is nobody that is above the law.
That's right.
In United Kingdom. Glad he was caught. Glad he's going to jail.
Yes.
And he will spend that 10 years.
Oh, my Lord.
There are organizations. This is one thing they don't know about United Kingdom. Ordinary common organization in United Kingdom will march, will pull against him, and I tell you, he will not get out of it. How can you bring somebody from Nigeria to traffic their organ to save your own daughter? Wickedness. And someone said if it is an Hausa man, he will not do that. Let them not put themselves on that high horse.
Don't deceive
Whether
yourself.
Whether it's an Hausa man, Igbo man, Yoruba man, it makes no difference.
It does.
Check the history of United Kingdom very well. They put their own, once the Prime Minister in United Kingdom, check it, was sentenced in United Kingdom for VAT fraud. Check the record is there. In United Kingdom, nobody's above the law. It doesn't matter.
You are better not caught. But if you are caught, Omar, you go serve them. You know they go anywhere.
Oh,
you better not get caught under their law. Say, oh, you did something. And when you are caught, they usually, depends on they will give you chance to free yourself and don't do it again. But if you are caught on anything, Baba, you are not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. Like, you go finish waiting, they won't take from you before they will say, oh, yeah, continue. We don't need you anymore.
The Senate President, Obasanjo, everybody, they sent 51 letters to the judge. 51 letters.
51
was sent to the judge for character reference from Nigeria. 51 character reference letter in support of Ekweremadu. Oh, Ekweremadu should be brought back to Nigeria to complete his sentence. Yami, get off it. This is United Kingdom, Joe.
You go finish them here. Now here you go do them. Now here you commit the crime. Now here they sentence you. When you are done, you go back to Nigeria.
They will march against him. The organization in United Kingdom will march against him, and he will finish his sentence in United Kingdom. They can go to any court. This is UK. This not be Nigeria.
If they are doubting it, they should call Ibori. They should go on Google and search James Ibori case in the UK. He finished the entire. They used about a year and a half for his case. When they sentenced him, he spent another 4.5 years. He completed the entire 6 years sentence.
He will.
And when he was done, they allowed their plane to come here and they took him private jet. And they were hosting party for him in Delta State. That's your problem in Nigeria. You go finish that one for here first.
Nigeria, they value their so-called criminals.
They do.
And this is the problem. The so-called criminals, they hard criminals that are supposed to be in jail.
Yes.
they celebrate them. And this is one of the reasons why that country,
I said
because
that, you know something, ma. Somebody said that now that Ekweremadu, now that jail, he in that jail for the next thing. Somebody they have jailed in the UK. Another person responded and said, now your papa they go jail. Who told you that Ekweremadu is going to jail? All of you idiots, all of you enemies. Now your father will go. Look at them. They are fighting themselves. Meanwhile, Ekweremadu don't enter jail already. Like this one is not like, you know, it's already there. His new home.
Yeah, where girl will be at Olowe or Pentovi. And when I don't kill them.
Of course, now regular normal. He would wake up every morning. He will do everything other people do. If he wants to go and exercise, he will do that. If he wants to have his meal, if he wants to have his guests, if he wants to read, if he wants to write, if he wants to use the internet, everything everybody do, he go they do them. But he go just stay inside that.
Do you know how many of them flew from Nigeria? Came over to UK.
Many times, ma. Many times. They were in today. I saw them today.
Yeah, they come down. Hoping this is Nigeria, where they can use the wink or whatever, or try to persuade. If government was not served in United Kingdom, I tell you tomorrow, the street will see charity ordinary common charity organization will march on the street. I tell you, this is United Kingdom. This is UK. They don't joke with blood.
No.
This is United Kingdom. This is not Nigeria. We are criminals that are supposed to be in Kuje, are parading themselves as the leaders. And this is one of the problems Nigeria is facing.